Hey everyone, Flux Jelly here, bringing you guys another StarCraft2 replay. This is actually game 2 from a series between JusDeRaisin and llKenzyll from the Flux StarCraft Gaming tournament that we're putting off right now. If you haven't seen game 1, go watch it now, because this is going to be a spoiler. So in game 1 we did see llKenzyll come out on top. I mean, he was all over the map. He picked off pretty much all the drops that JusDeRaisin sent out. You know, he got like 5 bases up at one point. I mean, he was just everywhere. And there was nothing JusDeRaisin could do to penetrate his defense, basically. And it came down to, you know, llKenzyl's upgrades were really good early on, gave him the advantage he needed to get 2 Broodlords, and then eventually Ultralisk, and then he just won. So yeah, so game 2 is going to be on Shattered Temple here. It's a best of 3, so if JusDeRaisin wins this is going to go to an ace match. And this is actually loser picks, so the loser picks the next map. So this is the map JusDeRaisin did want, so it will give him a little bit of an advantage if he's good at this map. We do see the Overlord coming in now. I think JusDeRaisin is going to see this Overlord, so he did kind of give away where he is on the map. Not really a big deal, but all the maps are also MLG or GSL, so this is, of course, the MLG version. As you can see, the supply depots are here, so there can't be any close position spawns, so he was only going to be here or here anyway, llKenzyll was. So yeah, so he didn't really give away too much. JusDeRaisin was probably going to scout here first anyways. So yeah, so last game we saw JusDeRaisin open up with a Reaper expand build. He's again getting that gas and a barracks, so there's not going to be any 2 racks again. So he might actually do the same thing. I don't see him doing it though. I do see him probably going Hellions this game, as it's the most standard Terran build, I do think. The SCV actually this game is going to be able to deny this hatchery for a little bit. llKenzyll doesn't actually have enough minerals to get the hatchery down yet. But the SCV is still being pesky, blocking off a little bit, but the SCV doesn't want to lose it. The hatchery is going to actually go down. He does have to get out of here with his SCV or it is going to die. I don't know if this drone's actually going to catch it. He's hot on pursuit right here. And look at this drone. Is he going to get him? The little SCV's rocket packs are boosting so hard. He's trying to get out of there. He's only got 1 hit left. And oh, he does turn, and the drone does actually get him. So this drone's actually going to be a predator now with 1 kill. So llKenzyl's going to put his Overlord up here. Actually, really smart idea. There's no way the Terran's going to see up here unless they actually decide to scan, or if they lift up a building. And I mean, either way, they're losing some either production time or they're losing a scan. So it's really worth it. I mean, you'll see what their gas timings are, you know, what their saturation's like at their main. So it is a really good move. We do see the full wall off here from JusDeRaisin and a factory going down. So he's probably going to go into Hellions at this point. Put the factory pretty close to the barracks though, so I guess he's not going to be putting down a reactor or anything like that. I don't know if he has room or not. But 2 Marines out right now to deny any scouting, and we do see llKenzyll putting his gas down. He has his pool up. Queen's on the way. So yeah, I don't think if he does put on Hellion pressure really early, I don't think it's going to be able to do anything. Oh, really weird here. He does actually move the barracks over here for the reactor, so I guess he does want to hide it a little bit. You put the Marines here to stop anything from seeing. He's probably just going to put the factory over here and then move the barracks back here so llKenzyll can't really see his tech, which is a really good idea. The more you can keep a Zerg in the dark, I mean, they're reactionary anyway, so that means they're going to have to cut down a lot more options and waste some, potentially waste some minerals and some drones on some buildings they don't need, like spores or stuff like that. But only 1 gas down, so it's not going to be too heavy pressure. He's probably going to expand behind this, I do think. Another supply depot actually going down now to wall off, and the expansion is actually going down at the natural instead of up here in the main. A little bit more dangerous, but I mean, if you want to do it and you can get it down, you get a little bit of extra mining time. So hey, it's a little bit of a risk and a little bit of a reward either way. We do see 2 spines down now from llKenzyll, so I don't think these Hellions are going to do very much damage at all. He probably should move them up a little bit, because the Hellions can still just run into his main. So yeah, he's actually going to reposition those spines right now. Yeah, that's a better position right there. If you can put them out this far, I mean, it cuts off the entire natural and the main from Hellions unless you have drop. So really, really good. As a Zerg player, you do want to do this. You want to get those spines up, if you're especially if you're on 15 hatch. But you do want to get those spines up, and you're going to have that creep down. So I mean, it's really, really safe, and you can drone up really hard behind it, as you do see llKenzyll now making 5 more drones. The 3 Hellions are on the way now. They should be reflected pretty easily. Deflected, I should say, reflected. Derp. But no, they should be deflected pretty easily. Yeah, they're going to see these spines and be, we can't go in here. It's too dangerous. Yeah, this is getting poked there. Trying to do a little bit of damage to the Queen. They might get that creep tumor if they really want to get it, but, I mean, they're not... Nah, they're not even going to get the creep tumor. Yeah, the amount of damage you're going to do is going to be almost nothing. And llKenzyll, I mean, at this point, he actually might lose a Hellion here. No, he actually does save it just barely at 15 health left. You can see llKenzyll is droning up pretty hard. I mean... his main is pretty much saturated as well as his natural. As soon as he pops out a few more drones, 9 more on the way now. So if you look at the income tab, I mean, he's going to be miles ahead, 43 over 25 right now. So that's just a huge harvester lead. JusDeRaisin, however, will have his second orbital, so he shouldn't be too far behind. He will have double SCV production, so still in a pretty good position. It is good he did expand behind that Hellion opening, which most Terrans actually do. So yeah, it's not much of a surprise there. So the layer is actually on the way right now for Kenzie. He will be teching soon. He's going only 1 evo this game in a Baneling. Last game he actually went double evo, and he got his really early 2-2, and it was actually really effective. But this game he's only going 1 evo, so I guess he's only gonna go slight upgrades. He wants more mutas, I guess, and he's actually gonna drop a Baneling nest as well. So yeah, so now he's fully saturated on 2 base, so he should be looking to grab a third here any minute now. He should be knocking down these rocks. And this is a really difficult part of playing on Shattered Temple as a Zerg. If you want to grab a third, I mean, you can take this third here, but look how far away it is from your natural to defend. And you really want to get the closest base possible. And like ideally you want this one just because you can't really siege it up. Like there's nowhere you can really engage it. I mean, right here, but then you can just get flanked from both sides. And but you got to knock down these rocks, and it takes forever for Zerglings to knock down rocks. Like literally forever, and it's really hard to grab a third really early, which is bad in a lot of cases. But we do have a Spire now going down, so he is going to go into that Mutiling Bane composition that we always see. Baneling speed is actually on the way as well, so it's going to be pretty standard out of Kenzie here. As for JusDeRaisin, he is throwing down a starport, so he's going to have a couple medevacs, and he's getting a lot of Marines. Only 1 factory, so he's not going to have very many tanks. He's going more Marine heavy, which is good, and he's getting his +1 Marine upgrades too, so yeah, so it should be a pretty good attack coming out of him here. He's not really making any tanks though, which is kind of surprising. He is kind of low on minerals. I guess he just doesn't have the SCV production right now to get enough minerals out to support all these buildings. He did just finish his stim. His combat shield is now on the way, so he's probably going to wait for combat shields to finish before he attacks, and he'll have a couple of tanks by then, and his +1 actually should be done as well. So it's going to be pretty good timing here if he does move out with that. The creep spread from Kenzie, though, looking really good. He's almost out in the middle of the map already. It's only 10 minutes into the game, so he's going to have a lot of vision when that push actually comes. And he's actually taking this far away third, and with his creep spread, it's actually not as big a deal as it usually would be, because that creep is just going to give him all the vision he needs to see anything coming, and it's going to give him the speed to get there in time to defend it. So that's really good from him. The creep spread, it does go to show when you have the APM to do these kind of things, like a really good creep spread and stuff like that, it does really help your game out, and it opens up a lot of doors that you can do. He's actually going to might get a Hellion kill here with the mutas. They do take out 1 Hellion, so a little bit of a victory there. Hellions are so much faster than mutas, so he's only going to get that 1 kill and go back home. No attack upgrade for the mutas this game yet, so that's a little bit of a difference from the last game. He did get his muta upgrade pretty fast last game as well. A little scouting Marine coming in here to see what he can see. No creep tumors to pick off. He's actually going to get killed by all these mutalisks. So the poor... Oh, he's actually going to let him survive. Okay. He's actually going to be knocking down these rocks here to grab a 4th. If he can get this gold up and running, he's going to be in a really good shape, because this gold is actually really good. You'll get a lot of resources out of it really fast, which is exactly what you want as a Zerg. And a lot of Marines actually moving out right now. And a couple of Hellions are coming into this third base here. I don't think you should be engaging this. This is a lot of Lings and Banelings on creep, and yeah, the Marine split is actually pretty good, but there's just too much stuff here from Kenzie, and he takes out that entire attack really easily, and JusDeRaisin is going to be so far behind right now. And actually, there's the GG from JusDeRaisin, so Kenzie actually does take this this game here and gets a win in his bracket there. So more to come later, guys. Thanks for watching, and stick around for more.